Hi, this is Brian, and this is my cargo camper conversion. I have 5 windows in this trailer. 4 of them are long and 1 of them is up and down. It's insulated with a finished ceiling, upgraded tires, Goodyears. The roof, I put 2 gallons of white silicone sealer from Lowe's on it. That was $60 a gallon. I got underneath the trailer and painted it gloss black, the best wood paint, outside wood paint you could buy. And most people don't do that, but if you don't paint that wood underneath, it's gonna rot. I have a ramp back door, and I thought about this long and hard before I ordered the trailer. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to build a wall across the back and use the ramp as a deck. That there's a cover over the AC, so you don't have to see the AC unit when you're not using it. It's got a full screen with door, and of course I locked the door on the inside. I do have a pigtail in the back that runs my air conditioner and a light. Camper style screen door and hard door, and I had to make it dog proof and cat proof. The floor is from Lowe's, about $300 for that. I wanted to put the best in here that I could. When I was thinking about the camper, I tried to think in my head the way I would like to do it to get the most out of it. I knew that I wanted to put a love seat in it, so it would be very comfortable if you're inside a lot, or just in the evening when you're inside. The coffee table, I built that years ago. I live in Florida, but I made it to look like a sleigh. This hard door here was a screen door just like the one on the back, and I took the screen out, got some finished pine boards and put them on, and trimmed it all up and put a couple of windows in it. I have an upgraded air conditioner. It has a remote control. I just added these shelves. I had a piece of round pine sitting around for over a year since I built the camper, and I just finally decided to make these 2 shelves. Now this trailer is 7 by 14 with the pointed nose, and when you're standing at the back of the trailer looking in, you'd swear it was almost 20 feet long. Now, the plywood was T111. I could have left it looking like white pine and put the bone white paint in between, and you call that cheeking in a log cabin. But I wanted to add a little color to the inside of the camper. I didn't want it to be all white pine. The cabinet, a friend of mine gave it to me. As soon as I seen it sitting around, I knew I wanted it for a medicine cabinet. So with the 5 windows, after I put the plywood up and the tongue and groove up, I had this big ugly thing around the windows. I had to come up with an idea of how I wanted to frame it out to make it look good. Now in a log cabin, your lower board that runs across the bottom of the window is usually flush with your upright boards, but the top board that runs across the top usually overhangs about an inch on each side. So I did that with every window in here. Hang the top of it. The mattress is a 6-inch memory foam mattress. I have 2 quilts. Both of them are handmade quilts. I wanted everything in this camper to look like it belongs in here. Two-door refrigerator freezer. Before I got the camper, I had this wall built already, and I had this kitchen cabinet and the countertop and the sink all pre-built before I even got the camper. So when I got the camper, the first thing I did was put this wall in and the kitchen cabinet. I have a 6-gallon fuel can from Rural King, and just a cheapy Walmart 3-drawer cabinet there. I do have a garden hose hookup that I hook up underneath the trailer for the sink. The storage area. Now I do have a cat, so I made a cat door, and I have a kitty litter box, but I have plenty of storage space underneath the bed, and I could probably just about fit about 9 of those plastic totes in there, so I have plenty of room for storage. This box here, I just built this box. I got the wood, the bottom wood, from my neighbor. She was throwing out a bed frame with a headboard and a small footboard. And I had just enough wood out of it to make this box, which I've been wanting to make a box. The boards on top that I painted cranberry, those came out of my mobile home, out of one of the closets, because I really needed the boards bad. So I stole the boards off the shelf. And I just did that this past week. I wanted that box, let's call it a foot locker, for my clothes. I was putting my clothes in this. It's an antique corner cabinet. You know, well, it used to be. I bought that at an antique store for $80. When I got it home, I put the pine skin on it and got the pine board and made a door. And I use it mostly for food, and then some supplies there down at the bottom. Now I choose this kind of cabinet because if you look, I got all this floor space in here. If I bought something square and put it in here, it would have took up so much floor. I have a sleigh on the wall, a mirror with an old picture of a cabin, a couple of whiskey jugs. Those are from Boston, Massachusetts. They were buried in an old dump site and dug up and dumped somewhere else, and I got the jugs. Now, as far as my toilet, I use a 5-gallon bucket a 13-gallon trash bag, and a real nice wooden toilet seat. You use it, you pull it out, tie it up, and you throw it out. You can also use kitty litter in it if you want. As far as the shower, I have a hula hoop, I have a muck tub, and a shower curtain. I can put it up inside the camper, or I can put it right outside on the deck. And I might be buying one of those propane instant water heaters that comes with a shower hose and a shower head. But I haven't decided if I wanted to do that yet, because I can just heat a little water up and use a couple of gallon jugs with holes in the cap, like a little shower. The thing I wanted to do was make this camper as simple as possible. I didn't run wires through the walls. Like I said, I had a pigtail in the back that runs the air conditioner and runs the light between the two jugs. And I also have a pigtail that goes through the floor behind the refrigerator. And I have a cord, that heavy duty extension cord, that runs around and comes in right here. Gives me 3 plugs and a couple of plugs for my phone and my tablet. And this light I plug in there. And I also have a little fan that I plug in when I'm cooking. I also have a 2-burner Coleman propane grill. This here is kind of to keep the thieves away. I leave that there all the time when the trailer is all clean and nice. And I have people come in and look at it, and I got to remind them of the snake so they don't jump out of their skin. The snowshoes, I used to use them up in Massachusetts. And I just got these lanterns. I had all these bookshelf angles, so I just used those to put up the lanterns. As far as lights, I got a few battery powered lights. I also use solar panel lights, the ones you use in your yards. I put them outside in the morning, let them charge up, and then bring them in at night. And I also have the oil lamps that I can light up. And of course a couple of Yankee candles to keep things smelling pretty good. Couple of fake raccoon skin caps. And let me shut this door. Now, in order to shut my hard door, all I got to do is lift up my end table and shut the door. And then I made this board that goes across. And then you got this window here. And I put this window, I knew I wanted to put this window in up and down. I knew I was going to get the couch. So when you're sitting in the couch, you can look out that window. I usually close this hard door at night. And if I'm going to travel a long ways, I'll close it up, and then I flip my coffee table upside down, and I secure it to a couple of eye bolts that I have. so it doesn't go flying around in here. And the only thing that I have to put down and secure are my 2 candles and my little stove and my dishes. Those are the only things I need to secure. Up here, I just put this little board here today, and that way I don't have to pull that stuff down every time I want to travel. So it's all secure now, but everything else doesn't go anywhere, and I like that the most. I don't have to sit here and worry about things flying around in here. And in order to get up in and out of this bed, then I just use this little step ladder. I might do something in wood someday, but I haven't decided what I wanted to do yet. But it came out pretty good, I think. And that's about it. I appreciate anybody that watches this video. And if you have any questions, you feel free to ask. Now, I didn't really, a lot of the stuff I did in here, I thought about it and came up with ideas as I was building it. Except for the wall and the kitchen cabinet and sink and the plywood on there. Everything else was built as I went. Originally, this door here, for some reason, I wanted to flip up towards the ceiling. And that's why I have 2 little marks there where the hinges used to be. I couldn't stand that, so I had to change it around and open it up like a normal door. And one thing that works good in here, I just bought one of these little Shark cordless vacuum cleaners, and then I just bought that Black & Decker drill, battery drill. Boy, are those things great. That vacuum cleaner cleans this place up really good. And when I was building this camper, all I used was one cheap drill, electric drill plug-in, and one cheap circular saw. And I live in Florida, and I was building it when it was really hot out, and I was sweating all over everything waiting to get electrocuted. And I would just say I have just about now finished it up, and I've had it just over a year. There's nothing else I really need to do to it now. I wanted to get that box built for clothes, and get those little tables up, shelves up, and then we'll go out the back door now, and we'll look inside. So that's the inside. The wall itself takes up almost a foot of space, so really you only have almost 13 feet, even though you think it's about 20 feet long. And I just made that table there come up. I just put the cover on the AC, put the lantern up, and these chairs I had already, and I thought, wow, they'd look pretty good in there. Now the ramp, I just had that was painted like a tan color, but it didn't look good. And I figured because everything else is got that cranberry color, I figured I'd just paint it cranberry and it would match everything else, and I think it came out pretty good. Once again, thank you again for looking at this video. You all have a good day.